Hey, welcome to Speaking of Horses. This our July report for the World of Equine News. I'm your host, Wayne Williams, and we're glad to have you join us. We're going to start out with a story from Spruce Meadows in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Now, the Spruce Meadows Summer Series continued with the Canada 1 Tournament CSI 4, which features the $125,000 Imperial Challenge, 1.55 meters. Opening competitions featured junior and amateur riders in pre-nations events at 5 different heights, giving them an exciting team competition experience. The $10,000 Paramount Resources Pre-Nations, 1.4 meters, was held on the meadows in the green and featured a course designed by Portugal's Cristina Laranjeiro. 8 teams competed for top honors with a strong showing. Teams Ventorius, led by Chef d'Equipe Vinton Koresh. Team Trailblazer, Brenton Chad of Canada, had trouble with the pug list, who was eliminated in the first round and did not return for the second round. Now, the next 2 riders, Catherine Strauss of the USA on All In and Geneva Meyer of the USA on Coral Reef, had 8 and 4 faults respectively. Team anchor Lily Keenan of the USA brought the team into contention with a clear round on Vanilla, and that clear feeling carried over to the second round with the team when Strauss and Meyer recorded no faults. Keenan and Vanilla had just 4 faults in the second round for the victory. Well, we move on now to St. Charles, Illinois. The Festival of the Horse and Drum returns to St. Charles, Illinois, August 15, 16, 17. Along with the second annual Equus Film Festival, which is held in the beautiful old theater in downtown St. Charles. Now, Speaking of Horses TV was pleased to win top prize in the film festival in 2013 and also covering the event with our TV outlets. Here we have a sample of some of last year's event, and we look forward to seeing you at the 2014 event, Festival of the Drum and Horse. Watch this.
Oh!
Hey, we'll be right back with more, and we'll take a look at ranch sorting and the finals from 2014 that were just held in Fort Worth, Texas. Stay with us. You know, we want to take a moment to thank many of the fine people who have made Speaking of Horses TV possible. King Barns, custom designed and built to your specs, crafted by experienced craftsmen just for you. Visit King Barns for your class barn. Revitavet, light therapy products to assist in faster healing of your horse. Use the light pads to warm up muscles before riding. It's innovative, reliable, and you get top results. Revitavet. And a thank you to Just Dump It, easy and safe handles for your wheelbarrow. Save your back with this dump system, easy to install and use. Check out Just Dump It. And Hoosier Horse Trailers, crafted and built in northern Indiana. Unique designs and factory-crafted living interiors. Amish craftsmen at their best. That's Hoosier Horse Trailers. Thank you for your support of Speaking of Horses. Well, the IBHA Buckskin World Show, that's the International Buckskin Horse Association, the World Show returns July 29th through August 2nd, 2014 for the 42nd year. The 2014 event is once again going to be held in Cloverdale, Indiana, where last year's event was a huge success in that new venue in Indiana. Top buckskin, dun, and grulla horses from across the USA compete for World Championship status. Now, you can once again watch the action live on Speaking of Horses TV from our internet streaming TV each day. Just go to speakingofhorses.com, click on the viewer on the front page, watch live. Now, check out the lineup of action. You can check it out at www.ibha.net. And we'll see you there for the Buckskin World Show. You know, another major event, the Ranch Sorting National Championships, were held in early June at the Will Rogers Complex in Fort Worth, Texas. This week of competition featured over 5,000 teams, and they paid out over $400,000 in prize money. Here's a look at some of the action. We had some video from our appearance there. Watch this. From 2014. that's a look at some of the action at the Ranch Sorting National Championships 2014. Check all that action out and all of the upcoming events at rsnc.us, the Ranch Sorting National Championships. Well, BriarFest is a great event held every July in Lexington, Kentucky at the Kentucky Horse Park. 2014 marks the 25th anniversary of BriarFest conventions. Now, you can see hundreds of vendors and model horses, learn about collecting, painting, or creating your own model horse and doing your own setup. Also, Briar brings in the guest horses that they have made special models of for the year, and they perform live for you in the Horse Park covered arena. Meet the horses, the owners, and even TV stars each year at BriarFest. I've been lucky enough to be the announcer for BriarFest for the past 16 years, and I'm excited to be returning this year. You can join Speaking of Horses TV. We'll be there, and that'll be July 11th to the 13th, 2014. Now, check out this promo video about BriarFest. Hey, we'll be right back. We're going to talk horseback trail riding right after this. We want to take a moment to thank many of the fine people that have made Speaking of Horses possible. Source Nutrition, micronutrients for your horse or dog. Developed and harvested from the ocean on the Maine coast. Years of research and development for the best supplements available. Source Nutrition. Equessentials, horse conditioning and prep products developed by Dr. Tom Tweeton. Totally safe, improve your horse's coat and health. That's Equessentials. Echo Green Grid. Stop mud and uneven wet ground. Echo Green Grid installs easily to give a great base for footing. Use it in the paddock around the water tank or use it in the barn. That's Echo Green Grid. And a thank you to Fly Predators. Fly Predators from Spalding Labs. Control flies and fly larvae the easy way. Use Fly Predators and flies will be gone. Thank you to these people who support Speaking of Horses. Speaking of Horses TV was in southern Indiana at the Midwest Trail Ride over Memorial Day weekend for a great time camping and being entertained and riding, of course. And now here's a clip of a cowboy poet we met. Danny Berry was on the front porch for our afternoon gathering. Watch a little cowboy poetry and enjoy this.
He'd always longed for something that seemed so hard to find. He needed a companion to ease his heart and mind. He struggled through his life, seeming always in disarray, till the day he found a friend, a horse, a handsome bay. From that time on, the world for him did not really change. People saw how he lived and somehow thought it strange. For a man that trouble followed could always seem to cope. They didn't see how such a life left room for any hope. He wasn't much to look at. In fact, he was rather plain. He seemed always to be behind and labored for every gain. He really had no home. He drifted along life's way. The only friend he had on earth was his loyal, handsome bay. They traveled many years together, miles and miles across the West. And hardly a day went by that life didn't put them through a test. But somehow they always made it and would continue on their way. For they drew strength from one another, the man and his handsome bay. He would often lay awake at night and look up at the stars and wonder why his life was filled with so many scars. But he was not angry or bitter in any way, and he thanked God for the blessing of his handsome bay. Then one day their lives were ended. Angry bullets made them fall. His troubled life was over, for death comes to one and all. But this new journey would not be lonely as he traveled heaven's way, where his soul would ride to Jesus aboard his loyal, handsome bay.
Well, you know, you can join Speaking of Horses TV in August as we return to the Midwest Trail Ride in Norman, Indiana, which is just south of Bloomington, Indiana, in the Hoosier National Forest. We'll be there for a 3-day overnight on the trail special ride they call the Story Ride. You ride to Astoria, Indiana, which is a quaint historic town and inn. So if you want to get on this ride with us in August, contact MidwestTrailRide.com for details. Join us in the middle of August 2014. We hope to see you there. And we're going to be right back. Stay with us. We at Speaking of Horses would like to thank some of the people who helped to make Speaking of Horses TV possible. A big thank you to Equine Clot. Equine Clot is a wonderful product. Carry it in your saddlebag, put it in your first aid kit, wrap it on an equine wound. It immediately promotes clotting and is a great first aid tool. Thank you to Equine Clot. And to EquestriSafe, a complete line of equestrian riding products for trail, for arena, for wherever. From reflective vests, reflective headgear, tapes, signage, everything you need to ride safely and to be safe with your horse is available at EquestriSafe.com. Check them out. Thanks to all of the fine people that make Speaking of Horses TV possible. You know, Speaking of Horses TV is pleased to announce that we're going to be the master of ceremonies as well as doing TV coverage of the Year of the Horses Now, this is an activity that's planned at the North Carolina State Fair in Raleigh, October 19th to the 23rd. We'll have more on this later in later reports. We also are going to be live each day from the Total Equine booth. Now get this, at the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas every day in early December. We'll also have more details on that as we approach the NFR, or National Finals Rodeo. Right now we're going to run a little bonus footage from the Ranch Sorting Finals held this last month in Fort Worth.
Zero, caliber, zero. Number 9. Gonna move the big sail around that door. Cut in with a 115, 15 on an 18 head. Here the master's class is gonna pay out over $14,000. We'll pay 8 money to the average. Allison Joe's 6 head. Big tail of right back on, flag is up, caliber 7, caliber 7. Allison Joe's 16 head, 103.57 on 16. Bad news, boys, in a master's class, we're over 2 in a master's, over 2. All right, pen 2, caliber.
Well, that's our July 2014 report. Thanks for joining us. We'll be seeing you right back here on Speaking of Horses and a World of Equine News report for August. We'll see you then. I'm Wayne Williams, your host on Speaking of Horses.